Oh, sorry. Just scrolling through my social media. Let me put that away. We've all experienced that, right? You're talking to somebody, trying to have a conversation, and they're sitting there scrolling or updating something, not really engaging with you. I grew up where social media didn't exist, but in this day and age, social media is everywhere. Social media has changed the world we live in, and there's advantages to that, but there's also disadvantages. I mean, I should know. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and I use all those apps on a daily basis. Most people use and have access to social media, and it's everywhere we go, and it's connected to almost everything that we do. It's everywhere. It comes with positives and it comes with negatives. It's helped people to connect to one another, to stay in touch, but it also comes with some disadvantages. It can create new issues in relationships, and it can actually disconnect people from their everyday life. So let's start with exploring the advantage of social media connectivity. So, as we know, social media connects the world. It helps us build relationships, maybe introduces us to new people that we may have never met before. Um, you can share things in one click. You can get friends and family's opinions on different things that are happening in news, different articles that maybe you never would have asked before, but it's out there on a platform where they can respond to you in real time. So, according to estimates, worldwide social media users reached 2.34 billion, and it's expected to grow to 2.95 billion by the year 2020. That's a lot of people using social media, and a lot of people that have instant access to one another all over the world. Um, Sometimes social media can help us connect to people that we may have lost contact with before social media was around. You know, people in kindergarten, people in high school, old co-workers, family members that live thousands of miles away. When I was little, if you lost contact, it's kind of like you lost contact and you don't really see them anymore. Now that there's social media, I mean, you can reconnect with almost anybody you want as long as they have a platform to do it on. So it does help us feel more connected to others, from families to people's views on certain subjects. Uh, it's just really all about connectivity. So even though that we may feel more connected through social media, sometimes overusing these platforms can actually disconnect us from moments in real time. So it can put some strain on our personal relationships, families, friends, intimate relationships. It can cause some strain depending on your use. And I'm going to go ahead and go over that. So, our social media personas could also be to blame for us not living in the moment and feeling less connected to those in our lives on a daily basis. Using social media can lead to negative relationship outcomes like jealousy and cheating. Constantly updating your status, trying to get the perfect picture, or scrolling through and sharing funny memes may be taking us out of special moments in our daily life and disconnecting us from people that we care about the most. It can damage our romantic relationships as well. Sometimes, like I showed you in the beginning, you miss out on meaning conversations with people because you're busy making sure you post a perfect Snapchat, or you want to see who updated their status and what they put, or who messaged you on Facebook, things like that. Somebody's trying to talk to you and you're not really hearing what they're saying because you're busy on this platform. So you might kind of hear it, but it doesn't really connect. Social media also hurts our intimate relationships. It can cause a lot of jealousy. You may not know your partner's friends on social media or the nature of those relationships. So sometimes people who tend to be more jealous, it can arouse some suspicion in them, and it creates like a negative feedback loop where they're jealous, so they check your social media, and it makes them more jealous, so it makes them more willing to go back and keep checking and keep looking and seeing what you're doing. And it kind of takes away some of your privacy and trust in that relationship. One study found that high levels of Facebook usage were associated with negative relationship outcomes such as breakups and cheating. It's something that people didn't have to deal with back when social media wasn't around. You didn't have to wonder who they were talking to all the time, that they can reconnect with exes and things like that. Now it's like readily available because of social media. So living our lives through social media too much obviously can have negative effects in our real everyday lives. So social media is obviously virtual, right? But in our real everyday lives, it can be causing negative effects. And you could be missing out on precious time with the people that you care about the most, your family, your loved ones, the people that you're physically with. You could be missing out on time with them. So those are definitely some disadvantages for you guys to think about. Like I said, social media is all about connectivity. From learning about differences in opinions to getting to see your distant relatives, their new family dog, things like that. It can bring people together, and it really provides like a sense of community for some people. However, there are times that we can forget to disconnect, and we can end up missing out on building bonds with people in our real day-to-day lives. So go ahead, share the perfect family photo, FaceTime with your best friend who's thousands of miles away, stay up to date with the local news, but don't forget to disconnect every now and then and enjoy the little things in life. Life is too short, and some of our memories are way too precious to miss out.